One of the things I love to keep in my freezer all year round is butter bombs. They can flavour up any meal in an instant and are also amazing to add to your daily cup of broth. So I'm going to show you how to make a very, very quick and simple, easy one. And it's worth the 10 minutes to make one of these because you end up with so many serves of them. And if you're in a hurry and you just want to cook a quick steak or something like that, or fry up a nice piece of chicken thigh, you can add one of these butter bombs straight on top of your protein as well, and it can just really transform the meal. The reason why I like adding these to broth is that sometimes broths are a little bit bland, let's face it, and sometimes we need to tartar up a little bit. So I am a big person for kind of Asian flavours. I love kefir lime, I love ginger, I love chili, I love garlic. So I'm going to show you how I do one of these versions today, because as I say, it's just a way of just freshening up your broth. The other thing that we add to broth, of course, is coconut cider vinegar. It just gives us a little bit of extra digestive power to help absorb all of the benefits of the broth. And it also just, again, increases its flavour beautifully. So I'm going to start, I've softened some butter, and I suggest you do maybe a pound of butter at a time, about 500 grams. And I've tried to soften this up as much as I can. You can do this in a food processor if you're in a hurry as well. So you can see it's reasonably soft. And so I'm just going to give it a little mash, first of all. I don't have a microwave. Yes, I've never had one, never owned one. So those of you with a microwave, you could choose to do that. I'm just not a fan. Never liked it, and the reason for that is that they put so much heat into into the center of the food that what can happen is the molecular structure of the proteins can change and degrade. So try and stay away from that. Opt for maybe popping this into a bowl, a sink of hot water, or another bowl of hot water or something like that. Or what we did was we put this on the oven because we're cooking something warm in the oven right now. So what I'm going to do is start with the garlic. You can't have too much garlic in your diet, can you? Garlic, of course, is extremely good for colds and flus and snuffles and just protecting our immune system. It's a really good one to fight viruses and bacteria. So I'm going to mash that through first. Just a little rough mash. Now, if you're a ginger fan, I like ginger because it's extremely good as a digestive aid. It's very potent as an anti-inflammatory as well. And sometimes it's just nice and refreshing and warming, particularly in winter months. So that lends itself really well to a broth. Depending on how much you want, you can totally put I'd start with a little bit so that you understand the flavour balance. And if you want more ginger next time, add a bit more next time. So I'm probably going to put about a teaspoon. I've got in this bowl around 250 grams of butter, so it's about half a pound. So, you probably add more if you're using a whole pound of butter. So I'm just going to add that. Give it a little bit of a mush around. Now, if you like a little bit of spice, and even if you don't, I'm going to encourage you to have more chili in your diet. There's been a lot of research over the last several decades into foods that are known to be thermogenic. So what they do is that they heat up the body temperature and they create thermogenesis, which means you're literally burning fat just by the foods that you eat. And as little as 2 grams of chili, which is just under a teaspoon of crushed chili, added to every meal is thought to burn off about 20 to 25% of the calories or the energy in that meal. So many years ago, decades ago, I started adding chili to everything. And that was certainly one of my weight loss secrets when I lost my post-baby weight. So you can add as much chili, and it obviously depends on how hot the chilies are, so make sure you test it out. You certainly don't want to destroy your entire recipe. So I'm going to add probably to this, maybe no more than a teaspoon to this if you were, but depends on what you're wanting to do with this. So err on the side of caution until you know the strength of your chilies as well. And the other thing I've done in here is I've chopped up some kefir lime leaves. which is the most amazing, fragrant, delicious additive, which really lends itself to kind of an Asian, kind of Thai, Balinese type flavours. And then the last thing I'm going to add to this delicious butter bomb is some zest of a lime. So lime, which is extremely delicious. I do like a little bit of this, it just gives it a real balance. Keeping in mind that when we're putting a meal together, our body craves 6 tastes in a day. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, pungent, and astringent. So when we're balancing something like this, if we don't have those 6 tastes in the day, the body tends to lean towards cravings. So really developing our palate and looking for things that are a little bit more than the bland and boring can really help the body to not crave certain foods. And of course the standard go-to craving foods tend to be carbohydrates and ultra-processed foods. So by putting plenty of flavour into your food, you find that natural cravings just start subsiding. And it takes around 11 days for you to get a new set of taste buds. So it's incredible when people say, oh, I don't like that. You've really got to kind of persist with certain foods, I think. And some researchers said that it's the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th time we're introduced to a flavour that we'll actually take to it or enjoy it. But we get 1,000 sets of taste buds in our average lifetime. So we want to keep stimulating all of our taste buds at the time. So, I'm a big fan of flavour. Now, if we had smell-o-vision, you would smell something absolutely delicious and fragrant. The kefir lime and the kefir lime leaves and the zest, it's just like really, really lifted this. Now, because this is salted butter, I don't need to add salt to it. You may choose to add some pepper to this. Otherwise, you can always pepper whatever it is that you're adding it to later. So you've got 2 options with how to set your butter bombs. Usually at home, I would roll them in a piece of baking paper, and that way you can just take it out of the freezer and literally just slice with a sharp knife the exact amount that you want to use. I'm at my friend's house at the moment, and she's got these fabulous silicone trays, and these work really, really well as well, because you can just set them and put them in the freezer. Once they're frozen, you can pop them out and put them into a Ziploc bag or a container in the freezer as well. So I'm going to do it this way. So our butter bombs are now out of the freezer, and all you need to do is pop them out. All you need to do is pop them out just like that, and you can keep them in the freezer. You can pop them into a Ziploc bag, and if you want just half a serve, you can always cut them in half at the time. Now, to assemble your broth with your beautiful fat bomb, all you need to do is get your cup of broth, pop a fat bomb in, and put in a good splash of coconut cider vinegar. This coconut cider vinegar is made by a women's co-op in the Philippines. It's an incredible social enterprise business, and they make my range of amino acid sauces and my balsamic vinegar, and of course the coconut cider vinegar, which is extremely good for digestive power and the stimulation of bile in the liver that helps us digest protein and fat. And if you really want to jazz it up a little bit, you could always shred some fresh coriander leaves, or in some countries you call them cilantro leaves. So I like to just rip them up. I don't worry about chopping them. Rip them up, crush them up, releases all the fragrance. There you go, enjoy.